to our awards, I just want to say a few words. First of all, we have some really special people here, fifth graders, who, and I know as a parent how hard it is sometimes to help along the way, but not help too much, to give you guys support, to give you guys 110%. So there's a group of people here, actually a big group of people that have helped to kind of mold you to get ready for this place for next year, which is middle school. The first group is your teachers, 110%. You guys sometimes don't see the 6 o'clock coming in, or the 6:30, or the 8:30 at night, grading papers, and just planning and all the preparation that goes into helping you along your journey. So fifth graders, if you could give a big clap for your teachers. Many teachers who aren't here along the way that have been part of your journey. There's also Mrs. Bass down there that has been such a big support for you guys too, so let's give her a clap. Mrs. Bass will be talking to you in a little bit. There's also this big group of parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and friends that are over here that I know sometimes have to get you up in the morning to get you to school, or just help you with projects along the way, encouraging you, just helping with making sure you're reading, doing your homework, checking your planner along the way. So let's clap for all of those people. All right, well, at this first part, I'd like to spend a little bit of time going back in history, because for some of these guys, they've been here at Crater for their entire educational life after preschool. So it's always kind of interesting to kind of run back through time and talk about who was here. I was curious about this one. Who was here for the first day of kindergarten way back in 2007? Why don't you go ahead and stand up? All right, so that was our first class of kindergartners that came through in fifth grade. They were all here. Now, for you guys, back then, it was a long time ago. It was about 6 years ago, and whether you remember this or not, because you were so little, when we all welcomed you to our school, and I saw you for the first time as well as your kindergarten teachers, you probably were really excited about webkins, remember that webkin stuff? You may have, with your mom or dad, watched Cars, because that was like the #1 movie back then. And I doubt if you did this one, but this is when the last Harry Potter was released way back then. And maybe your parents purchased that first generation iPhone when you were in kindergarten. So that was our first class of kindergartners. The next year, in 2008, our first graders, if you want to stand up if you joined Crater as a first grader. So you can stay standing up, kindergartners. Right. There's the first graders that joined you as a first grader. I know I remember this one, Kung Fu Panda was your #1 movie for that year. When it came down to Christmas, I remember this one specifically. Wheaties were like the top #1 game at that time. And your parents on the way to school paid $3.39 for a gallon of gas. All right, so that's when you were first graders, and then you came into second grade. So go ahead if you were new to us in second grade. And back in second grade, some of the things that happened that year, you had to wash your hands a lot because there was this thing called H1N1. So we did a lot of hand washing and a lot of Purell here at school. You became friends with Flat Stanley, and he became a big part of your life for a period of time. And then we were so excited as parents because 3G phones were like the top thing. So that was back in second grade. And then came third grade. So go ahead and join us in third grade. All right, well, in third grade, see if you can remember some of these things. Fried squid, remember that? Learning about birds. Some of you became ambassadors. Many of you ate Jell-O for the first time at the carnival during that year. And then, at the end of that year, you said goodbye to Mrs. Elliott, who was your teacher. All right, and then fourth grade came. So if you joined us in fourth grade, please stand up. And some things in fourth grade, just last year. You learned a little bit of money management. We went to BizTown, took a neighborhood journey through the Oregon Trail, crossing treacherous rivers, and trading things at the trading post. And then I don't know if you remember this day, but we all do. Remember 12/21/12? The last day of the world. Remember that one? Here we still are. So great. All right. And 5th grade. If you joined us this year, new 6th grader. All right, so this year, there's a lot of stuff that's happened to you, but some of the highlights from this year was all that fundraising for the last 5 years paid off because you finally got a new play structure to play equipment that you've got on your playground. You guys had fun at the state fair and invention convention, had a lot of work with that, did a great job with those projects. We all went to outdoor school together, and you found out some great things that your teachers and your parents could do, especially your fathers. Your father's in outdoor school for some of you, and then you met King Ooga Booga, who says Oga Aga for you, which means good luck in the future. And then you found some really good friends this year. If you look around, those are the friends that you'll see with you in your future, also when you go to high school too. So it's been a great ride, so let's give our 5th graders a long